Hey, what's going on? It's Max here. In this video, I'll be giving my initial impressions of riding the Floatwheel ADV Pro at the skate park. First thing that's super noticeable is that this thing just skirts. There is so much torque available off any little ramp or air, and then when you come to a landing, tire just wants to bite. Apparently this is due to how the first batch of motors were geared for a lower gear ratio. So you're gonna have way more torque at lower end speeds. Woo! Almost overcooked that berm over there.
Ooh, that was a little too close to the edge.
So having this lower motor KV or lower constant velocity was unintentional and something that Tony is addressing and will be fixing for the new batch of motors. I personally really like it for speeds at 20 miles per hour or less because you really get to enjoy that insane torque and pop on bonks. And yeah, I mean, you can even think of it as a limited edition low KV float wheel motor that probably will not be reproduced again. Loved this bonk app. I just kept hitting it over and over. Just the amount of pop that you get was insane, and I was trying to get as high as I could on that steep berm transfer, but everything was just so fun and stable. Nudges, it almost felt like you were gonna bonk the nudge. There's just so much torque and bite. Something to adjust the muscle memory for, because you don't have to use as much effort. Going up these inclines and declines was so fun. It just lets you keep climbing. Another benefit of having so much low end torque is that the nose is solid, and so when you land, the board just feels super stable. For this attempt, I was trying to point the nose down as far as possible, and I loved hearing the skaters' reactions after, and how their perceptions of a one-wheeled device at a skate park changed. All in all, I am super impressed. This board is just going to keep getting better with new revisions, and with the aftermarket companies combined with the open source of vesc'er, this is going to be the true future of motion for a one-wheel device. It already is. I highly recommend to consider this if it's your very first vesc'er and you don't want the hassle of sourcing all the parts and dealing with battery options and BMS, that sort of thing. This is as pretty much as plug and play as you can get. I'll also be doing comparison vids of the Superflux motor. It's going to be very interesting to see how these two stack up against each other. That guy was a jerk. Didn't even say sorry.
What is this made of? Give it me. More.
You're gonna get like 300-mile range.
That being said, there are a couple of cons to consider. The most well-known is that the plastic parts are quite brittle, namely the foot pad, screw hole areas, and the bumpers. But Tony is addressing this by sending replacements to the first couple hundred orders. Also, the board is just heavy as fuck. The tire is not exactly the most nimble, but these are all addressable with aftermarket mods. And as time goes on, things are just going to keep improving. Oh, that spine balance is terrifying. Anyway, glad you guys could tune in. Thanks for watching. And stay tuned for more comparison videos. Vesc versus Vesc, baby.
Sky.